All right, you guys, let's get into it, man. Thailand and Philippines tariffs. What the hell's going on, man? Let's just get deep into it. I mean, I want to know what the hell this is. I mean, where did they come up with these numbers? I don't you have that question? Unless you're just throwing the word tariffs around. I'm like, what the right? So let's go. Let's freaking get into this. All right. So what's going on? The US is charging 36% to Thailand, and they're charging 17% to the Philippines. Okay? Now, whatever, dude. This is half of this. This is half of this. Whatever. Okay, it makes sense, right? But what the is this? I didn't know Thailand was charging the US 72%, and I didn't know the Philippines was charging 34% to the US. So, how they come up with these numbers, man? Just comes out of thin air. I think I figured it out. And here's how it works, okay? Check it out. Let's start with Thailand, okay? So, when I send a package to Thailand, I don't pay any export tax, meaning I just pay for shipping. It goes over there. The person there, when they pick it up, they have to pay the following: an import duty up to 80%, excess tax, which is 30 to 50%, local tax 10%, a VAT tax or a VAT 70% or 7%, and that totals out to like 200 to 300%. Yeah, they're making a good amount of money from the US, right? So, yeah, because I mean, cars over there are like 300, 400%, 500% marked up, and people are still able to afford it, which is freaking nuts. So, how was the 72% calculated? Well, so the US imports from Thailand $60 billion roughly a year, right? And Thailand buys from America, or, US exports to Thailand, Thailand imports into Thailand 17 billion, right? So 60 minus 17 is 43 billion. That means the US spends $43 billion more than Thailand spends, because they spend 17 billion, right? So 43 out of the 60 billion that was spent times 100, this is percentages, guys, okay, equals 72%. So the US spends 72% more money than Thailand spends on the US. That's how they came up with 72%, right? And okay, so importing to the US, imagine someone sends from Thailand, they don't get charged in Thailand, they just pay for shipping, boom, comes over here. When we go pick it up, we get charged between 0 to 5%. I guess that depends on what the item is. That's like a rough estimate, right? So let's check out the Philippines. Philippines, dude, same exact thing. You send something to the Philippines, you don't get charged an export tax, 0%. The person who receives it in the Philippines, they have to pay for the following: import duty, which is 0 to 15%. It depends on what it is. Excess tax applied on alcohol. I spelled alcohol wrong. Tobacco, petroleum, vehicles. Rates vary, okay? And they have a 12% VAT, right? Customs documentary stamps. I don't know what this is, but it's 0.75 pesos per 200 pesos of dutiable value. So the total is like 15 to 40%. That's crazy, man. Dude, 200 to 300, dude, man. So in the Philippines, when you import something, you're paying like 15 to 40% more to bring it in. And then you have to mark that up in order to profit from it. So in Thailand, they pay 200 to 300% more, and then they have to mark that up. And then that's when they make a profit, right? All right, so in the Philippines, the US imports about 14.5 billion from the Philippines, and the Philippines imports from the US about 9.6 billion. 14.5 minus 9.6, that is 4.9 billion. So 4.9 billion divided by 14.5, which is what we spend, times 100 equals 34%. That's how they got 34%. So same with the import. If you send something from the Philippines, the person in the Philippines just pays for the shipping. Once it gets here, you have to pay a 0 to 5% import tax into the US, right? Cool. So let me zoom out. This is you're not gonna be able to see this, but whatever. It's just everything in one page. Yeah, so before all this craziness, when you send out, you didn't pay, right, for both Philippines and Thailand. And when you import, it was a 0.5 to 0 to 5% that you have to pay when you import something. Now, when you send out, you're gonna have to pay 36% or 17%. So here's how it works. I bought something for $100. I send it to Thailand. It's gonna cost $136 plus the shipping. Okay? So $36 is what goes to the US. Package arrives in the Philippines, or package arrives in Thailand. Then Thailand, the person receiving it pays all this crap here, and on top of the $36, right? So now it's valued at $136. When it gets over there, they have to pay all this, and then they have to mark it up, and then they make a profit. So everything becomes more expensive there, right? So Trump is like, yo, how do we do to lower this 72%? What do we do to lower this 34% deficit here, Philippines? Thailand, what do we do to lower this 72%? Because we spend way more than you spend on us. So are you going to import more from us? Are you going to buy more stuff from us? Because if not, you're going to have to lower some of your import duty. So if Thailand lowers this, they make less money, right? That's how that works. And the same thing with Philippines. They lower this, they're gonna make less money. But when I forgot to mention that now there's also an import tax into the US. So say you buy something from the Philippines or Thailand, you buy something from the Philippines, it comes in $100, you're gonna have to pay 17%, meaning that'll be $117. $17 goes to the US. That's Thailand, 100. You buy something in Thailand for $100, comes into the US, it's $136. You pay, the person who's getting the package pays $136. $36 goes to the US. So it's import and export. So now you're gonna have to mark that up and make your profit. And that 36 import and 36% export is, what do you know? 72%. So that's what's going on. It's pressure politics. It's pushing people to go, hey man, we spend more than you. You better do something to even this out, or else we're going to put these tariffs on your ass. That's the game he's playing, and this is how they came up with these numbers, which is pretty valid. But, you know, I mean, it causes quite a lot of uncertainty, as you can see. And for me, it's quite exciting time. So these are rough numbers. This is educational purposes, just to show you guys how they derive these numbers, because I'm like, what, dude, what the f? Just throwing numbers and I don't know where they came from, right? And I think you should know if you're very angry or passionate about it or whatnot. Like, don't just take a number and just be like, okay, that's what it is. But anyways, yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. And hope it was helpful. I'll see you on the next one.